Thanks, older me. I'm just gonna hop right into it. What's a fighting game? Typically, a fighting game is a 1v1, where each character on the roster has a vastly different, or maybe not so vastly different, move set, and the objective is to deplete your opponent's health bar. There is subgenres like platform fighters, like Super Smash Brothers. Some of you guys may have played that. There's also things like tag fighters, like Marvel vs. Capcom, and then there's traditional fighters like Street Fighter. Moving on. How and why did I get into the FGC? I listen to a podcast called the Yard Podcast, and it is built off the back of people who are in the FGC. They mainly came from Super Smash Bros. Melee, but one of the members plays Tekken, and that's kind of how I first started hearing about it, and I thought it was relatively interesting. I always thought highlight reels were sick looking, specifically Evo Moment 37 and the Wombo Combo clip from Super Smash Bros. Melee. And I kind of started playing Smash before all of the other ones because I mean it's the most casual. And then one day I decided to get into a new one, and Street Fighter 6 and Tekken 8 had demos on Steam. I played both demos and decided Tekken was the one. It was just more fun, more fluid, easier to pick up and learn. Moving on to the next bit. What makes fighting games so addicting to me? Like, why do I play? It's just me. There's no team to rely on. If I lose, it's my fault, and I need to practice harder for next time, next fight. Most fighting games make it easy to learn and practice. Tekken specifically has a really good like review mode that lets you take control of your character from your previous matches and do things like a little differently. They also have something called like player ghosts, which is like an AI, not AI, that will like play like you. So I could train my ghost to play more like me, which I think is really cool. And then I can play against other people's ghosts. Uh, Next bit, the hype and satisfaction, like from Wombo Combo and Evo Moment 37, pulling off insane combos is some of the most satisfying stuff ever. And it's solely because I practiced that. It was all me. I learned the combo, I practiced the combo, and it looks cool and it feels cool. Moving on, who do I play with? My childhood friend Braden. I used to play with him a lot, but one day I beat him too hard because I started practicing, so I wanted to get better, and he didn't really care to practice to get better at the game. And I beat him too hard, and now he doesn't play with me anymore, so that sucks. But I got my coworker Eric into it. He's the best Azucena player I know, and definitely not the only one. He's the only one. And then I also play in monthly-ish tournaments through the Yard Discord. I haven't really been able to attend those recently because of school. I'm focusing on that. I don't really have time for those. Moving on, a lot of questions on the sheet we passed around asking me about the toxicity in the community. And it doesn't matter which game it is, there is always someone who's being negative, who's being a nuisance, and that's annoying. And Tekken specifically, uh, a lot of people like to plug, or it's where you unplug your console to get out of a match without taking any penalties, and that really sucks. Again, in Tekken, there's this thing called key charging, which you do by pressing all the face buttons down. It just puts you in counter hit mode. No one would ever actually use this, so it's kind of just like a taunt. And then most people I've messaged after matches have actually been pretty kind and helped me learn my character, Steve Fox, a little more and like optimize my combos. Weird side note, but I have a weird affinity towards boxing characters in fighting games. I think it comes from my love of Punch Out, the NES boxing game. Anyways, what makes the FGC so special? Most people I talked to on the Yard Discord mostly told me similar stuff, but my coworker summed it up into three words pretty nicely: fellowship, gratification, and competition. First off, with fellowship, it's what allows people to network with other people who come from a wide, diverse background. Uh, and you're gonna find it very difficult not to make so many new friends in the FGC because it overlaps with so many other hobbies as well. Being in the FGC also means you get access to folks who may be on a career path that you're interested in. Me personally, I haven't experienced that, but that's cool. Um, or maybe their skill in the trade can provide a service. Connections are important. Moving on to gratification. That's why we do most hobbies. Being able to express yourself with how you play your character is something that many people enjoy all by itself. Self-improvement, like when you finally hit your opponent with that combo you were working on all week, it's just reassuring that all of those hours you spent not studying for your classes were not totally in vain. Let's face it, it feels so good to win. But even if you didn't, every match is a chance to grow, no matter the outcome. Third one, competition. It's the thrill of the fight. Uh, Fighting games are mostly a non-contact sport. Some people get heated, but that's another story. Um, it's a game where you can beat the crap out of each other without getting sweaty. Like, like the hype, the rivalries, the drama, the comebacks. I love watching tournaments. But it's the fundamental reason why we've come together to show others the skills we've honed by testing them against each other. And I think that's cool. And back to you, older Noah, for the conclusion. Have fun, buddy. I got things to go do. I'm gonna go play Tekken.